come back and you can do with me what you said you were going to do. Which what he said was he's going to sacrifice him. And the text says he did in fact do that. In the same biblical text that says over in Jeremiah that God never required a sacrifice of children, which is what makes the story of Abraham and Isaac problematic. So for me, it was trying to figure out how to read a Bible that is not unified. And this is the great lie of the church, that all these stories make sense together all the time. They don't. These are totally different ways of viewing humanity, totally different ways of viewing God, totally different ways of viewing how God works with humans. And if you're reading the Bible and all you got in your head is the Sunday school answer, but I know the answer is Jesus. So you're trying to work out some kind of answer that'll get you to Jesus, then it will mean that you will mishandle the text. Because all you're trying to do is get to Jesus. And it means you're going to have to gloss over a whole lot of stuff to get to him. So when you look at the story of Jephthah, I said to somebody, well, he was abused himself. He was neglected. He was rejected, thrown out by his brothers. He was called the son of a whore. Whether or not she was in fact a whore or a second or third wife, we don't know. But how we label women in the Bible is important. And the fact that women are quick to agree with the labeling is problematic. These are the kind of questions that for me are important if you're going to preach a justice that is life-giving and thriving and community building for the whole folk. Why she got to be a hoe? In a society where it's okay for a man to have 2, 3, 4 wives and concubines. And they are that not because women choose to be the second, third, fourth wife or concubine, but because politically a man can take a woman without her consent. This is not love American style. And this is a part of the challenge. So when you ask me how I got at the hermeneutic, it's like trying to disabuse us of sort of the overlay of our understanding of romance. Or, it's what we've done with the Ruth story. It's like, that was not a romance. And waiting on my Boaz. Really? No, she went and got her Boaz. And she did. And she had sex with him to do it. Yes, she did.
And Naomi told her to do it.
And her mama and her mother-in-law pimped her out.
Yep.
There you go.
She told her to do it.
And all of that was about survival.
Yes, it was.
Economics. Which was economics, which means when we start going in on women who are prostitutes, how are they supposed to survive in a culture where sex is the only capital they have? Do you see how I'm making connections? What you think about the connections I'm making, Kim? But do they make sense to you? My thing is, once you start allowing yourself to break free of the way the church has made us side with men in the text. I've heard women preach some of the worst sermons about Bathsheba, for example, because they love David so much. Because David, by God, is a man after God's own heart. So we can't say nothing bad about David, who raped Bathsheba.
That's right. That's right. She had to go.
Had her seized, the text says. The Hebrew word is seized. Had her seized by his eunuchs, and he sent his eunuchs because they couldn't have sex with her. He didn't send soldiers, warriors. He sent the eunuchs so that they didn't bring her to a banquet table where the banner over her was love. No, they took her straight to his bedroom. He raped her, then she got pregnant, and she suddenly had a bargaining chip. He killed her husband. This is the David we all love. Now, I ain't saying you shouldn't love David. I'm just saying you shouldn't throw Bathsheba under the bus in the name of loving David. These are the kinds of questions that I think the church has kept us from asking or troubling us. You know, when Jahaz says, and where was Sarah? And what did Isaac say to his mama when he came back down that mountain? It's easy for us to say, well, God told him to do that. But Susan Smith said God told her to drown all 5 of her children.
Yeah.
Okay, I've gone too far.
That's good.
So what's fueling your work now? This is in my time.
Yeah, what's fueling my work now is the fact that I'm trying to jump out of this whole Greco-Roman framework